Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is actually one of the most requested videos is that I show you guys some of the lessons and what they look like on Preply. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, then keep watching. Alright guys, so like I showed you before, you have to go into the library at Preply and then search for the topic or choose one of them that they have available. So Preply has recently updated the classroom. So let me show you guys an example of a lesson that you can use to teach your student vocabulary, for example. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys can see this clearly. You're going to go to this icon and click on it. This is your library. Once it opens up, like I said before, you can search by the topic or the grammar rule, or you can have a look at all the conversation starters that they have available. Now, if you scroll down, they also have courses that you can choose from, and if you go all the way down, they have the level. So from beginner all the way up to advanced, right, which is your C1 level. So if you click on one of these, it will bring up topics or lessons that are appropriate for that level of student. Okay, so let's go have a look at confusing words, for example, right? So you click on it, it will bring you to the section where it says fun versus funny. Build your conversation around key vocabulary questions and video material. Okay, so when you click continue, you'll notice that there is this little part here in gray, and it says 6 more items only in tutor view, which means that there are certain things that only you as the tutor that can see, can see, and that your student can't see everything that's on your screen. All right, so you're going to click on continue. Then they're going to show you the key vocabulary that's going to be discussed in the lesson. All right, you'll click continue, and then it starts off with the first word. So what I normally like to do if I use one of these, sometimes I'll use one of these for a trial lesson, but if I normally get my student to read from here, which is the word, and then the sentences underneath the word, and then stop at the questions. So I do this so that I can see if my student recognizes the word and if the student can pronounce the word. Then while the student is reading, I will make note of any mistakes that the student makes, right, in terms of pronunciation or recognizing words, and then I'll give them a little bit of correction on that if it's needed. And then I will proceed to asking the students the questions that they have, and based on this you'll find that some students might know all the vocabulary, some students might not, and you might have to explain a little bit more, but this creates conversation in your lesson. Then once your student has answered the questions, you're going to move on to the next one, right, by clicking continue, and it just goes on with the word, a meaning, and then questions about it. Okay, so once you reach the end of it, okay, it's going to offer that you and your student watch this video, right? So once you and your student have watched the video, okay, there are some questions for you to ask your students, okay, and this makes sure that they understand the video. It also is good to check their listening skills, because some students, they don't only have a problem with speaking, but they also have a problem with listening, and this very briefly can help you to see if this is one of the problems the student has. Okay, then once this is done, you can just press continue and the lesson is over. Okay, then if you find that your student does need work with listening skills, or they've asked you to help them with their listening skills, then for example, I've just typed in listen and this popped up, and I'll go to listening, right? I'll click on that and then I'll press continue. So it's going to bring up this dialogue, right? I'm not going to play the whole thing, but just a little bit so that you can understand what it's like. Once you click play, the whole dialogue will play, and it tells you what they're talking about. Russell and Sally are talking about Sally's new boss.
How are you getting along with the new boss? Not great, to be honest. I don't feel like she communicates very well.
In what way?
She always seems so dismissive. All her feedback is critical.
All right, so basically this conversation will go on and it will stop once you get to the end, right? Then you just need to click on the arrow to go next, and then there are questions that follow, right? So this will make sure that your student was paying attention, okay, and how well they listened during that conversation and if they understood everything. So again, like I said, not everything is visible to your student. They can see the multiple choice where they have to tick one of these boxes, but they cannot see the green tick that shows you as the tutor the correct answer, okay? Now I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to just keep going until I come to the end of the questions, because all of these questions are based on the audio, okay? So once you've completed the audio, right, they're going to share some expressions or phrases or vocabulary with you that is relative to the topic that you were just discussing with your student, okay, that you were listening to. So here, what I normally do is I ask my student to please say the words in bold for me. The student will then say it for me, and then again I will check the pronunciation and see if they recognize the word. I'll ask them if they've ever used this phrase or if they recognize it. Then we'll talk about the meaning of it, and here's an example of how to use it, right? Then if your student doesn't know this, you can always click here on this little play, and it'll play an audio.
Put up with.
Okay, so that the student can also hear it in a different accent, because it is important for students to also have exposure to different accents, because everybody sounds different, right? So you're going to just click continue. It'll go to the next one. And then obviously you as a tutor can see how many more are left, right? Keep going, and then here, okay. So once you get to the end of that exercise, you get a little paragraph here, and these are blank spaces that your student needs to now fill in using the words or phrases or what you've just discussed in this whole lesson, okay? So you as the tutor can see the correct answers if you hover over the spaces, but your student cannot see it unless you share your screen with them. So once they have chosen the answers, okay, then they will press next, and you can then go through and see the answers. All right, guys, so like really briefly, that is just two of the lessons that are available on Preply, but they are the most common lessons. There are lessons about grammar and things like that. I will try to do videos on those as well, but for now I just thought I'd walk you through the two most common things that students have asked me and that I help them with, which is speaking and listening. So guys, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to all my existing subscribers for your love on my videos, and the new people who are subscribing to my channel. I absolutely love you guys and appreciate everything so much. And thank you guys again for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next one.